my great pleasure to welcome Aneesh Chopra. He's only 37, the first time the Obama administration has appointed a CTO for the US. Aneesh, it's a pleasure to welcome you.
Thank you for having me.
To start with your role as the CTO, the first time government has put a role like this.
Yes.
Can you elaborate a little bit on your role?
Sure. I serve as an assistant to the president and chief technology officer. We have roughly 25 advisors to the president. We convene every morning to review the key priorities for the administration in the day and ensure that we collaborate and coordinate on policy goals. In my capacity as chief technology officer, I am largely responsible for two things. One, advocating for policies within the administration that will promote technology and innovation, and looking for ways in which technology and innovation can advance the president's key priorities of healthcare, education, energy, and so forth. So it's been a real honor and privilege to serve. In addition to that role, I also serve as an Associate Director for Technology in the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, which means my business card is extremely long, but it means that I'm also, I have the honor and privilege of serving as a Senate-confirmed appointee.
It's a very critical appointment, especially in today's economic challenges around the globe, and I want to bring to the fore the India-US relationship in this particular area. When we are trying to expand ourselves, I'm talking about the US, globally, we are also afraid of competition, and some quarters feel that these challenging times should be very open and very collaborative rather than closing our borders. What's your take on that?
Well, let me begin by saying that the technology sector in particular has benefited tremendously from globalization. We have countless products and services that are exporting where 20, 30, 40, even in some cases majority revenues are generated overseas, but employing Americans in that context. We believe strongly that for America to succeed in the 21st century economy, we need to have a robust and vibrant export-oriented technology sector. That does mean a more effective intellectual property protection regime, and we have a number of policies and colleagues across the State Department and the Trade Office focusing on ensuring that environment so that entrepreneurial products and services can have the opportunity to thrive domestically and abroad.
Indian entrepreneurs have done extremely well, especially in Silicon Valley.
And the greater Washington area.
Should put that in. And there are two reasons for it. One is we have great institutions like IIT in India, and we have great institutions here in the States. Where do you think we really excel in terms of, if I take the example of Silicon Valley, where technology entrepreneurs, not only come but they succeed, and now they're actually nurturing other entrepreneurs. Do you see similarities between institutions here and institutions like IIT?
Well, let me begin by saying that the higher education system in the United States, I believe, is second to none in the world. Our graduate programs are phenomenal. One of the exciting stories are IIT graduates who come for graduate studies in the United States and just build on that very strong base. I would say this: the success in part is driven by the talent, the raw talent that comes from our immigrant population, but it also comes from the spirit of collaboration and mentorship. It was not by accident that the first generation of technology leaders reached their hand underneath to ask all those who wish to get a hand up. And that commitment to mentorship that we've seen in the spirit of TIE and the IIT Alumni Network has been not coincidentally directly linked to the birth of new companies and tremendous economic success for the nation. So mentorship, networks, support early in an enterprise, these are the intangibles that have been a key factor in the success of the Indian American community. And more broadly, we see Indian Americans mentoring those of all faiths and all backgrounds. And so it's starting to have an impact writ large, and it's an exciting story to watch.
Another story that comes out with the impetus the government is providing through various initiatives. Are there any policies that are in motion to help entrepreneurs in particular?
Absolutely. Commerce Secretary Gary Locke announced with great fanfare a commitment to dedicate a new Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship directly in the Office of the Secretary. This office will be a strong ally of mine in making sure that our entrepreneurship ecosystem is successful. it will have essentially three key goals. One will be to make sure that we're reducing any policy barriers that get in the way. Two, creating a forum for best practice sharing so that entrepreneurs can be successful. And three, inspiring those entrepreneurs to help tackle the nation's key priorities as we talk about in healthcare and energy and education. So Commerce Secretary Locke is but one latest example of how we're committing ourselves to entrepreneurship. We believe more will come, and you'll see strategies that will unfold in the coming weeks and months.
My last question is focused on the Indian American community. We came here to succeed as doctors and engineers and entrepreneurs. Now we see young emerging Indians like you were an inspiration to a lot more Indians out there. Do you think it's a matter of time when we have more of these people take active part in politics, or is just the old one institutions policy?
Well, first and foremost, it starts with a president who's essentially blind to the background of the applicant, but focused on the excellence and the results that they can generate. I'm humbled and honored that he's chosen me, but I have to step up and deliver for the American people. He did not choose me because I was an Indian American, but he didn't stop my appointment because I'm an Indian American. He looked at the talent, and I think that blind eye for talent has been a great story of the American success in any sector. I think the second generation of Indian Americans, just like more broadly the American population, when focused on excellence, will deliver remarkable results, whether it be in the arts, in politics, in engineering, and medicine. So I'm humbled and honored to have an opportunity to serve the president, but I'm humbled equally that the talents of those around me have been in tremendous position. Entrepreneurs who build businesses that employ thousands of people, physicians who care for lives, and so forth. So it's exciting to watch the story of the second generation. It's all built on the foundation that the first generation has laid by its commitment to family values and supporting education.
You're a very passionate speaker and a role model for all Americans. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. My pleasure.